See, in life, time and energy are your two biggest commodities. And right now, your life is like a melting ice cube. Every day that goes by, it melts a little bit more. And that's why I so want you to start to take this seriously. That today be the day that you get started. And this not only goes with how you're spending your time, right? Because you can find 5, 10, 15 minutes a day to start chipping away and doing the work to figure out how to make some version of what you want a reality in your life. And we know based on the research and based on what you learn on this podcast that simply spending time every day working on something that really matters to you is the secret to bringing more meaning and joy into your life. Why? Because when you start to acknowledge your dreams by working on them, you validate something deep within your soul. It's an act of love to do that for yourself. You know, you've been so busy waiting for somebody else to tell you it's okay to do it that you're missing the real power in pushing yourself through the fear and the imposter syndrome and the self-doubt. And the real power is that when you claim your dreams for yourself, and the way that you claim them is, first you got to acknowledge that it's real. So start writing your list. But then you've got to move it from the intellectual to the real. You got to move it from the thinking and the wishing to the doing. You got to move it from the kind of emotional into the physical by taking action every day. And as you start to take action 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day on this book that you want to write, or the screenplay that you want to learn about. Here, I'll tell you another dream of mine. I really want to write a trilogy, like a fiction trilogy. I'm not going to tell you the thing because I don't want anyone to steal it, but I don't know how to do that. And it's been in the back of my mind for a long time. And what I know is if I were to simply sign up for some kind of class, even online, on fiction, fantasy novel writing, that would bring my dreams out of the intellectual or the conceptual and into the physical realm. And that makes it real. Do I ever have to write the book? No. Simply working on it brings something alive inside of you. And for those of you that have dreams of a better friend group or feeling more connected or falling in deeper love, this same kind of thing goes for friendships and relationships. That the energy that you're pouring into spending all kinds of time with people that you're trying to force to like you, the longer you do that, the longer you're robbing yourself of the connection and the relationships that you deserve. And this melting ice cube concept that time is going by. Every single day, you got an opportunity to either let that ice cube melt or take control of what you're going to create next. Because what you give to each and every day is what you're going to create more and more of. And that's the secret. Everybody talks about habits and how habits help you determine who you are. I want to boil it down and make it even more simple. Where you put your time and energy every single day will define the life you create. And so if you're putting your energy into relationships where you're not getting back what you deserve, that is a waste of time. A waste of your precious time, I might add. I am here to tell you, you can change your life by waking up every day, being very clear about what you want, taking responsibility for creating it day by day by day, and slowly redirecting your time and energy toward the things that you want. It's just like pointing your car in a new direction and driving forward. And ultimately, it takes you somewhere new. And that brings me back to why I wanted to talk to you about this. Because this is really a conversation about love. It's not about fear. It's about love. Because love is something you give to yourself. It's something that you can create. And love is the engine and the fuel that will bring more joy and fulfillment in your life. And so how do you start with yourself? Well, by embracing kind of a scary notion. You know how I keep coming to this theme of life being one long road trip? Well, guess what? It's a road trip of one. Think about it. You come into this world and you're alone. And when you leave this world, you're going to be alone. And as much as we may think that we're traveling in packs of people, the truth is your life is running in parallel with everybody else. And yes, occasionally you're going to intersect and you'll drive side by side. But this is really your journey. That's what your life is. It's yours. And you know how I keep talking about the fuel and the fire and the engine? Well, that's love. What can drive your life forward is creating love from within. And the more that you wake up every day and you direct your time and your energy toward the things that you really want to create in your life and the relationships that give you energy back, you will be feeling and creating more love for yourself. That's why this matters so much. You know, I have another listener writing in, I want to become a surgeon, but the process is very complicated. Well, no shit. It is very complicated if you look at the end result, but it's not complicated at all if you wake up every day and you ask yourself, how can I pour time and energy today in a small way into this thing that I want to create? And when you start to get that intentional, when you take responsibility for what you want and moving your life in small ways every single day toward it, everything changes. And it's not that complicated at all. And this final one for a listener, I still want to be an actor after all of these years, but I'm a coward. No, you're not. You're just a beginner. That's all that you are. That's all that I am. That's all that everybody is. When it comes to the things that you've never done, the dreams that you haven't begun working on, you're not afraid. You're not an imposter. You're not unworthy. You're just a beginner. And all that a beginner needs to do is wake up every day and in small ways point their time and their energy toward working at it. And if you do that, one of these days, you'll wake up. Maybe it'll be someday soon. Maybe it'll be a decade from now. But you'll wake up and that dream that you've been writing on your list and moving from one piece of paper to another year after year will stop being a thing that you think about, and it will become what your life is centered around, because you're the one that woke up and made it happen. Day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. That's how you get it done. And you are listening to this right now because you needed to hear this. You have on that secret list that you either have on a piece of paper or you have tucked into your heart a dream, a goal, something that you want to change that you are too fucking scared to get started on. And today that ends. Today you're going to stop waiting. You're going to stop wishing. You're going to stop waiting for the right time, waiting for this to happen, waiting for the other thing to happen, waiting for you to feel ready, waiting for this, waiting for that. That ice cube is going to be a puddle that will evaporate if you keep doing that. And I am not going to let 20 years go by. No way. Not in your life, not in my life, not in my friend's life. Today, we make a commitment to ourselves that we are going to get started. And what does that look like? What does it look like? Well, I'm going to boil it down. It's very simple. It's about time and energy. That's all that this is about. You do not have to write that book overnight. You have to pick up the fucking pen. You do not have to become a physician overnight. You have to research schools, and then you have to apply. Today, we are going to begin the process of moving from the dream world and the doubt world into the real world. We are going to get physical. And I'm going to bring in a metaphor that I think is really important. And it's a metaphor that I used in a project that we did with Audible called Reinvent Your Life. I like to think about life as one long road trip. Every year of your life is a mile marker on the road of life. And the thing about this road trip is it's a solo journey. You started at mile 0 and you were alone. That's how you came into this world. And wherever the road of your life leads you, When you leave this world, you're going to be alone when you leave. Yes, you'll be surrounded by family and friends, but when you actually pass over, you are on your own. And the truth is, it is a solo journey. Yes, you're going to drive parallel with some people. Yes, you're going to intersect with some people. Yep, you're going to travel in packs, but you are driving alone. That means it's your responsibility to determine where you go next, how fast you get there. And what I'm here to tell you is that when you get serious about looking forward instead of looking back, looking out the window in front of you at the road ahead and where you want to go, you can inch your way day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, to creating a whole new life for yourself. I need you to realize that your life, it's a melting ice cube. And I think we all believe that we have time, that at some point it'll be the right time, that someday you'll feel ready, that someday it'll be perfect, that someday you'll be a legitimate writer, that someday you'll have something to say. And I'm here to tell you right now,